Yeah, I'm an old man. Welcome to William Steele True Crime and under the umbrella Steele Media, and now Steele Spotlight Public Relations, along with my cable TV show Steele Spotlight. Everybody who's a fan of mine, from inmate to roommate on A&E, it's now on Hulu, and I was offered another reality show. But we're going to roll into a whole bunch of stuff today. We have my very special guest, who's back in town today. Essentially, we took a sabbatical. He had family, and I had a lot of issues dealing with technology and things that I go through here on this end, and like so we have Ignacio
Esteban. Good to be back, Bill. Good to be back. And we still got some pending shows, and we have to come out. So we still got some other stuff that's pretty good. And we had to do this one because it's a historical election, and unbelievable words that came out from President Biden's mouth, calling the Trump followers, supporters, basura, garbage, bunch of garbage. Really? What does that remind you of, Bill? This is like 2016. History repeats itself. A basket of deplorables. That was Hillary Clinton, right? She was calling Trump supporters. And what does that mean? That means a bunch of racist, sexist, homophobic, Islamophobic, whatever other xenophobic, whatever other kind of isms you can put in there. That's what they're saying. They're pretty much a bunch of Nazis. And they've been saying that too, Bill. This is the problem. And I know you're from New York City, and they had that historical rally in Madison Square Garden, over 20,000 people, an amazing showing in a blue city. To have that many Trump supporters inside and then outside, and then you know what they're comparing it to? Unfortunately, there was some bad times in the 30s and 20s. The rise of Hitler, there were Nazi supporters in our country.
Right.
They're comparing it to the same rally that happened in 1939. They were saying a bunch of Nazis that were there. No, completely different. Now, I have to say this. There was that one stupid comedian, right? I really don't know him. I think I saw him once on a roasting of Tom Brady that he said that Puerto Rico was a floating island of garbage. And he didn't get a good response to that. And Trump denounced it immediately and said, I love Puerto Ricans. He was saying they are good supporters of mine. I have a lot of Puerto Rican fans. But, of course, the haters get on board, right, Bill? The haters get on board. They want to capitalize on it. I knew this is a bunch of hating towards different ethnic groups. That's all it was. It was a Nazi rally. No, it wasn't. It's about policy.
Hillary Clinton and
turn the page.
Bill Clinton did his acceptance speech over at Madison Square Garden. The Democrats have been using the venue forever. And as a matter of fact, in the 1920s, the KKK marched outside in support of the Democrats.
They did. They have, but they want. It's their convenience. How you imagine us, the Republicans, doing that to the Dems, calling them all these different names, and yet then they wonder why the crazy and the loonies try to assassinate them.
Listen,
right, because they assassination attempts.
They incite people to violence, unfortunately.
They do.
Now, listen, I want to make sure the algorithms are squared away here, because I put up a show. Where's my images here? I put up a show with Peter Ticktin the other day. YouTube pulled it down immediately. Peter Ticktin, Donald Trump's attorney. There's the thumbnail. It's back up.
Peter.
I just won my appeal a few minutes ago, and YouTube restored that video. So everybody check it out. He gives up an October surprise, showing conclusively that the Azov Battalion, as part of the Ukraine military, is getting hundreds of millions of dollars to keep the war going from Kamala Harris and the Biden White House. So for her to say that Trump and anybody's a Nazi supporter and all this nonsense that they lie about and say,
they're always lying. They're always lying, Bill.
They lie to well-meaning people who don't have enough time to pay attention to what actually is going on. This video shows the absolute proof. And then the guy that was hiding in the bushes at the golf course, Trump International Golf Course, to try to take a shot at him, Roush, I think his name is. He is Azov Battalion. He is Azov Battalion from Ukraine.
He was out there. Yeah, he went out there.
Because if they eliminate Trump, because Trump would end the wars. He ended all wars. These Democrats want to keep going.
He definitely is out there. But he was a problem also in Ukraine. That guy had issues. They wanted him out of there too. But this is the problem. Going back to a point about stirring up the loonies, stirring up the crazies. They're going to go after him, because if you keep on saying he's unfit, he's unhinged, he's going to be a dictator, he's going to undo the Constitution, you're going to get people do stupid things. And this is the problem you have when you keep on. And the left is 10 times worse than whatever the Republicans have done. They are just stirring it up all the time. Bad. So I encourage everybody, Bill, whoever's watching, and when they watch the show later, I voted early. Take advantage. either mail in, vote early. Trump encourages vote early because you know what? You never know what could happen the day of the election. There could be a major power outage. There could be
hurricane, could be everything.
storm,
So I will say this. So we've already vote, and I am a Trump supporter. Here's the thing: I have Democrat friends who I dearly love, and I love you guys, but come on, we can't have any more of this. The Democrats are currently destroying the country. The issues that they're focusing on are like relevant to a lot of people, but not to the majority of people. People want to be able to afford groceries and put gas in their car. I'm not a wealthy guy, you know. I sometimes have trouble filling up my tank, frankly, and getting on my feet because I was in prison for 4 years. 4 years, excuse me, 18 years. I wish it was only 4 years. So even though I have a reality show, I have a lot of things on it, you know, it's a journey, you know. So under this administration, man, I've been like, what the hell is going on with these prices?
Here's a question that Ronald Reagan what he won against Jimmy Carter in 1980. Are we better off today than we were 4 years ago? Trump has been using the same thing against the Biden-Harris administration. It is time. Remember, they like to say, turn the page. Yeah, it's time to turn the page on them. On them. We're better off? Yes. And then they like to say, oh, jobs. The pandemic destroyed everyone's economy and mistakes were made. I think they realized, look how DeSantis handled it in Florida compared to how it was handled in New York or Chicago. You have to, if you're sick and elderly or predisposed, you get your vaccine, you take care of yourself. Strong and healthy, you get and you worked on, you kept the business open. But to shut everything down, like the sky was falling, it destroyed their economy. But my fear is, Bill, and I know you're in Florida, and I lived there many, many years, Miami. I'm now in Virginia. Things are changing here in Virginia. Youngkin's a very popular governor. And I think, well, it'll be tight here in Virginia also. If the polls, I don't believe the polls. I think Trump is up 5. Whatever the polls say, add 5 to 6 points, percentage points to Trump. Because the polls are always off at least that much. Hillary was supposed to win by double digits in 2016, right? She lost. Biden was ahead 8-10 points. He squeaked by. So guess what? This is going to be a rout. I looked at the Electoral College map, and I was looking at the numbers and the swing states. I see him winning every battleground state there is. I see him winning Pennsylvania.
But the Democrats, Democrats are cheating. The Democrats are cheating already. They went to a judge who was able to reinstate people who admitted they were illegal and not eligible to vote. They left them. They want them on the rolls. Some Democrat judge put them back on the rolls in your state, Virginia, and then
the Supreme Court just overturned it.
That's right, just overturned it and ordered them back off the rolls. But guess what? How many of them already voted? We don't even know. So let me get on to a few other things real quick. I want to give a shout out to people that are joining us. We have quite a few people.
Really? What do we got here? What do we got?
On here. Thank you, Spirit, for joining. Appreciate it. Everything. Hardworking guys, part of this Investments Limited, working with James Batmazian and changing lives, and he's doing his own thing. This guy's a very driven individual. So he's been on my show before. M&M Marketing and Advertising Services. They're in Fort Myers. Put your names up on the screen. I met him and his wife last night. Very nice gentleman from Cuba and his wife. We're going to be collaborating on a few things. Claudette Arsenal. She's in Canada and she has friends in the United States. Going to be voting for Trump. Mary B, the forensic accountant, senior activist. So we are still working with wrongfully convicted, and we're going to get to that in a few minutes.
Oh, we got some good stories, Bill. We got some good stories.
I want to make sure we acknowledge people that are dropping in. Thank you. Please, guys, leave the thumbs up. Share this also. Yeah. Let people know that we're on here. And before we get deep into the crime, I want to update everybody what I did last night before we get into literally October surprise with the Peter Ticktin interview. Yeah. Guys, I just won my appeal. They just reinstated the video on YouTube and Rumble. Look at the one with the thumbnail with thing. Where's my images? Brands. Okay, so guys, go look for this thumbnail on YouTube and watch this right after this show. And please leave a comment. You're going to see things in there revealed by Trump's attorney that you've never heard before and are only coming out today. And a matter of fact, I should have him on the air again tonight with some more news. So last night I was invited to another movie premiere screening. It was called The Hitmen. 2 Broward County Road Patrol officers had written the screenplay, and so they brought this thing to life. I was there last night, met a lot of great people. So this
where was the show at? Where was the screening at?
These are the gentlemen here. I apologize if I don't have your names right in front of me because it was all like kind of sprung on me at the last minute, but it turns out it was in Coconut Creek at what was it, Promenade Shops or something.
Oh, okay.
Now, before I went to prison, that place didn't exist. It's a gorgeous like shopping complex with The theater's got the the plush seats and the
Nice. That
service.
sounds comfy.
Listen, that didn't exist before I went to prison. That's the first time.
Things change, Bill.
That's the first time. And then Kenny Magchop was there, and he says, "Man, I'm not ordering anything here. I bought one drink. It was $22."
One drink, huh? Man, inflation.
There goes Kenny. Rachel, she invited me. She's the one that let me know about it. And this guy Gato, Hispanic gentleman there with the silver jacket, he's a hell of a violin player. He's up and coming.
Oh, good, nice,
very famous guy.
Sounds like it was a good time, Bill.
This is my new Cuban friends from Fort Myers. They got the M&M marketing. So that's him and his wife. This guy here produced the Donald Trump movie that's in the theaters right now. Okay. So this gentleman here and I are going to be collaborating. And Peter Ticktin, Trump's attorney, who I just interviewed, is actually in the movie. And he was with Peter 2 days ago at Mar-a-Lago for the premiere. I run into him there and he's like, "Oh my goodness, we got to collaborate. We got to do something."
Yeah, that'd be good.
I have stuff
going on.
Then there was another one. So this was his movie right here. That's in theaters now.
That's a movie called The Man.
Yes, and that's the guy that created it. The guy just sat on screen with me on the red carpet.
Nice.
This gentleman, Bernard Korn. This guy's a Sicilian gentleman who's got that great personality. Says he's an independent, was running for mayor. He ran for president in 2020. I told him I'm running in 28. But this guy is another real estate developer here in Boca. I guess he's a competitor / friend with Matt Mazian. And
Matt Mazian,
him and his wife, they're involved with different charities and everything. We're going to be collaborating. We have made a really good connection. And here he goes with his wife. So
what kind of things are you going to collaborate about, Bill?
We're going to do some promotion with them and for them. Now, this gentleman here is a very famous actor. Pronounce his name for me, please, in the background. But Russo? Rafi Russo. Rafi's been on Telemundo and telenovelas, and he's from Sicily. He's from Sicily. That's his girlfriend's wife there. His girlfriend's wife. No, his girlfriend, I think. But he played the bad guy. He's got the Sicilian accent and the tough guy looks and.
Sounds like it was a good time. Good time had by all there, Bill.
It was phenomenal. She's a star of the show. She played his wife on the show, who left him with the baby that she had with somebody else, and it was a big drama going on with that. So this was a comedy in reality, and it was actually pretty funny. I enjoyed it. So
good. You recommend it?
This couple here makes like A-list movies, and they're doing a movie about inspirational figures, and they want to include me in it. So I just got a pretty cool offer last night. This is some of the other people.
A lot of people hanging out there. Good deal. Nice.
That's me on the red carpet. That's me with, I can't forget her first name. Oh my goodness. I don't have my phone in front of me. Anyway, she was one of the photographers' interviews. She did a great interview with me, which we're going to put up soon, and they're going to put it on their channels. And who's this? What do we got next?
Oh no. Sleepy Joe. We got Sleepy Joe there.
Yeah, Creepy Joe. Creepy Joe eating a baby or something.
Sleepy Creepy.
So they say that the Republicans, they make fun of him. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Well, what's he doing? He's trying to eat a baby here. What the heck? What's going on? And I say that in jest.
Yeah. He likes to sniff a lot too. Doesn't like to sniff a lot of hair.
There you go.
This is a famous picture now, taking over the internet. Yeah, Trump on the Trump truck, and the dumpster truck. There goes Trump. And I like that he went to McDonald's last Sunday because Kamala said she was working the fries. She never worked at McDonald's. It appears there's no record of her working there. Trump goes out there. He's green, and this is outside of Philadelphia. And what a crowd, Bill, that shows up to support him. Go inside the drive-through. Great comments are being made right there. And now the whole basket of deplorables, garbage thing come back again. They cannot conceive that people want to be independent, self-reliant, right? They want to have good careers. They want to have. They don't want to rely on the government. They don't understand that. They want to have a dependency cycle from the day you're born to the day you die. And people want to succeed. They don't want like Mao Zedong, rice bowl, and that's all you're going to get, and you'll be happy with that in a little shack. No, people want to have a good lifestyle. They want to work. They want to succeed. Get out of the way, and of course, protect your gun rights. That's the most important thing. Protect your. And now she wants to ban handguns too, Bill. Kamala was saying maybe we should ban handguns. She said it was a gun owner. I doubt she even fired that Glock.
All the dirt they're doing.
Her and Tampon Tim couldn't even figure out how to shoot a shotgun when he was shooting pheasant hunting, right? He's the governor that will put tampons in the boys' bathrooms in public schools. What the is going on there?
This is
That
for
guy is something
informational,
else.
educational services. It's purposes. It's news breaking. It's been reported
That's
on
what Trump
other outlets.
calls him that.
Right,
JD
but
Vance
I
and
know,
Trump.
but I don't want to have my channel shut down again.
No, but that's modest. but let's go to this. He couldn't even handle his shotgun. He claimed he was in the military, 26 years National Guard, couldn't even unload his shotgun and shoot it feather hunting when he went there. It's embarrassing. He's an embarrassment.
Let me give a shout out again to some visitors. We have Lucia Scalia. So she's not related to Justice Scalia. She's hairdresser to the stars. So we look forward to hopefully collaborating with her soon, because I got a butchered haircut not long ago and I cannot wait for it to grow in. And she promised me she's going to fix it for me.
I need a haircut too soon. That's not a bad idea. I'm going to get my haircut soon.
Come down to Florida, man. I'll hook you up with Lucia. Who else is here, Mary?
Got some other people. That's good.
DJ Dominic. DJ Dominic was the DJ over at the movie premiere for the movie I'm in called Silent Partners, which will be streaming in a few weeks. Then we're filming Suitcasing. Thank you, Ciro DePazio, for including me in that. And you need to get your butt back down here, and we'll try to get you in some movies, Ignacio, because don't forget, when we do mine, we're gonna have maybe you play yourself or something in there.
I'll come down and for a role or something. And how about what was the reality TV show? What's going on with that? We got a little what's going on with Bill special?
My reality show, Inmate to Roommate on A&E, is now on Hulu. It became the second highest rated reality show in the country. I have like 30 million on TikTok, 4 million. Now these are all clips and reels about me and my own other people's channels and my channels, but all told, we just did the math about a week ago. It was like 30 million on one, over 4 million on the other. The show blew up and the fans are livid. I mean, I have like thousands of beautiful, wonderful fans, millions of fans, but the thousands of comments, and they're all encouraging, and they're very pissed off. Here I am. They're very pissed off that I'm not in season 2. And so the network and another network is trying to scoop me out from under the first network. And I have
your contracts expire, right? Are they already season 3?
I can't get into the nature of the contract, but I have offer on the table from 2 different networks right now for my own reality show. So
are you still signing the rules, Bill?
Am I doing what?
You still signing the house rules?
Yeah. So for people who don't know, those rules, when I got out of prison, were on the wall of the bedroom I moved into with Mark and Shauna. Shauna had a crush on me. Mark was messing around on her, and it became living hell. I couldn't have ice. They counted my toilet paper use. I'm kind of sarcastic, funny New York, Brooklyn guy. And I had somebody say that she thought I was from Wyoming, and she knows me for years. And I'm like, and then she ridiculed me. She said, "This is when I first started doing this. You need to do more research on your guests." And I'm like, I just started this. Why don't you stop ridiculing and give me tips? You know, now I research everybody, but in a way she was right. But she knows me 3 years and she didn't even know I was from Brooklyn. I'm like, I talk about it on all my shows. How the freak am I from Wyoming? Are you freaking kidding me?
Wyoming, little difference there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wyoming to Brooklyn. Unreal. Let
me tell my audience who you are real quick, because I see a lot of people joining who don't know you. Ignacio was a 30-year ATF agent. He worked for U.S. Customs Service, retired, Miami field office. I think you went up to Washington next. And
headquarters.
He's got an ATF Undercover, and another book just came out. And Ignacio, tell them who you are real quick and about your 2 books here.
Yeah, I got more than that. I got close to 80 books. You can see the poster. If you take that down, you can see the poster behind me, right? ATF Undercover. That's the title of my book there. And I have also an Audible. Shout out to Sean Milo. Did a great job, professional voice actor. So if you're not a big reader, but you like listening to books, go check out ATF Undercover. It's an Audible. And also check out the most dangerous crime syndicates of our time. And I'm trying to do another one there about tyrants and killers. Hopefully I can have it out. I've been working there, having some issues there with my voice actor, trying to get it done. Hopefully get this one done by the end of the year. I'm hoping. But 80 books on Amazon. You can follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn. I put a lot of cool videos, and I'm getting a lot of – it's amazing, Bill. I did myself some of these Facebook videos on politics and current events and true crime, and I have close to I think over like 10,000 plus on some videos. So it's getting pretty good.
Yeah. You know, I have a couple of books out too. I have 3 of them. I have like 5 more in the works, some screenplays. We're doing a drama series, feature film about my life that's going to be casting up here in the next probably 6 months. I wrote a recent book based upon a bank burglary.
Oh, yeah.
Crime prevention technique. This is my most recent book. But the big one up here is about Robert Durst, the wealthiest serial killer in American history. The link is in the description. Please, guys, purchase the book. If you see that gold bar across the top, Nancy Grace, the queen of true crime, covered my book on her podcast while I was still in prison. And now that I'm out, I'm the only person in the world known as the king of true crime. So it's pretty humbling to be to this point, because all my books are written from the point of view of crime victim advocacy. I don't glorify my past. I try to help kids. We help people that are wrongfully convicted, and we're working with looking to bring Kim Kardashian in on the case of David Michael Reinhardt. So that's myself, Mary, Kim Kardashian.
She's also a big problem, Bill. She also tries supporting the Menendez bros getting out.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Let's get into Dave's case real quick. So if you want to put an image of Dave up, if we have it, Dave's he shot a police robot. So the first person in history in the early 2000s. He had problems with his inheritance. His family was trying to steal hundreds of millions of dollars from him. They lured him to Fresno, to the family house on the golf course, the big, beautiful home. Yeah. And they said that he was threatening or whatever. So they sent the police, and there was a standoff. He said, I just want to make a police report, an FBI report, because they altered this trust agreement. They're stealing my money. And they refused. They said, come out. We'll talk about it later. He says, not until I have FBI out here to make a report, or the news media. I'm not coming out. They sent the robot in after him. He said, if you send it in here, I'm gonna shoot it.
Shoot it.
He shot it with like 3 guns. He kills the thing. Then they fusillade the house. They fusillade the house with bullets. They try to kill him. I think he hid in a fireplace or something while that was going on. Then they gassed him. He surrenders. He sits in jail 2 years for killing a police robot, the first person in history, armed Terminator robot, just like the Terminator movie. Right. They put him in Tuscadero, which is exactly where Sarah Connor went when she said an armed Terminator robot tried to kill her, and nobody believed her. They don't exist. They're crazy. When he went to Tuscadero, they literally told him police robots like this don't exist. He said, I just killed one. I literally just killed one. That's what I'm in jail for. And the psychiatrists, the psychiatric people didn't believe his story. He said, I felt I was living the movie The Terminator. Anyway, that's awful. Eventually offer him time served. Time served if he gives up his right to his inheritance, admits that he was in the wrong, and gets on psychiatric meds. And he said, I'm not crazy. These people are corrupt, ripped me off. My sister's living in a $40 million house in the gold business, and I'm in prison without a bar of soap to wash myself with. So David Michael Reinhardt's in Soledad. We're going to put his contact information up in the description.
Interesting.
He ends up exercising his right to trial and getting 53 years. Yikes. So if you guys want to donate, there's a Cash App or a Zelle, and it helps people like Dave. It helps us with the time and effort we're putting into these things, which is an honor and a privilege, but it's very expensive to stay on top of all these.
We hate to say stuff like that, but what I can't stand is what's going on with the Menendez brothers, and I wrote a chapter about it in Infamous LA Murders, and I talk about the Menendez brothers, and I don't know what's going on in LA and in California, where you're seeing these horrible killers, Bill, get off, and now the district attorney, because of a popular Netflix show, right, a documentary that brought all this attention, felt pressured enough to revisit this issue because possibly, allegedly, there was some maybe sexual misconduct, sexual abuse going by the father, Jose Menendez, who was a very affluent man who provided very well for his family. They live in a beautiful home in Beverly Hills. His sons were involved in many things, from tennis to other activities. And rather than, if that did happen, reported to the police, they should have reported to the police, Bill. But what do they do? They end up going with shotguns, going in there, executing the parents in cold blood, premeditated, and then they make up excuses, lied about it, said it was a mafia hit, and spent their inheritance.
But if you were a young black man who held up a 7-Eleven and killed a clerk for $20, you'd be on death row. But these are two very wealthy white.
They should be on death row. They should have been.
I was incarcerated. I was a law clerk. That's why I'm able to work with the wrongfully convicted. I'm not a hater. I know they've been in prison a long time.
35 years, 36 years.
The crime was premeditated, and people for far less than what they did for one body are on death row while they're about to walk. And Dave Reinhardt, and we found a picture of him here. That's Dave there with the big beard. He's been in prison 23 years on a 53-year sentence for shooting a police robot. Please help us get Dave out of prison, guys. We need your support. We need help. We need a forensic document examiner. People maybe volunteer their time, services, money. Dave's sitting in prison. Like, he's looking at this case. Like, are you kidding me? I hurt nobody. I have 53 years. He's been in 23 now. He just went to the parole board a few weeks ago. They gave him a 15-year set off to his next parole hearing.
Yeah, that's all.
How do you take a man to a 53-year sentence from a time served offer?
Yeah.
That's how corrupt the system is.
Yeah, the Menendez brothers should not be getting out. Period. And to them to be relooked at, reevaluated after, where is the justice for the parents for Kitty and Jose Menendez? How, he loads that shotgun and makes sure mom's dead, puts it in her cheek and blows her face. I mean, what a monster. These are Eric and Lyle monsters, and they should never see the light of day.
And Dave gave us permission to say this yesterday. Now, this is Dave again with the long beard. He's in his 50s now. This poor guy for shooting police for
60.
He's 60 now, and he's got another 15 years before he goes back for parole. They offered him time served for shooting a robot. These two premeditated the murder of their parents and are about to get out. Kim Kardashian, where are you?
And Kim Kardashian is helping with that Menendez case, and I'm not happy with that either. That's wrong.
This guy's out of Fresno, where it's completely corrupt. The first highest corrupt county in the United States, 2 years running. Google it, Fresno County.
I say everybody who's watching, anybody at home, reach out to the district attorney's office, to George Gascon, and let him know, don't re-sentence the Menendez brothers. Let it alone. Let them do life in prison. They deserve life.
Yep. And in the case of Dave Michael Reinhardt, he was sentenced in Fresno, California. Lisa Smitkamp is the prosecutor, and everybody's refusing to look at the case because they're all conflicted. They're related to the original attorneys. They're related to the people that stole the money. There's so many conflicts. We put in an amicus brief into the case. Kim Kardashian, where are you? Help this guy. Help us help him.
No, she's helping with the Menendez brothers.
The three of us on screen. The three of us on screen are the only reality stars in the United States that are working to free the wrongfully convicted.
She's just trying to help the Menendez brothers because it's a popular Netflix series. That's what happened.
And did you see the lawyer Garagos, who can't barely ever win a case, but he's always high profile? Garagos gets on there and tries to circumvent what's going on to get back in the public eye, and files an emergency commutation request, clemency, to Governor Newsom, the corrupt governor who destroyed California, the Democrat guy.
Awful.
So
Yeah.
to him, they're already considering it. Dave's petition for clemency, who shot a police robot, has been sitting there on the governor's desk for 10 years? They never look at it. But the Menendez is going to get looked at like that.
Oh, absolutely. It's a high-profile case that can make it in careers. They don't see this as a winner for them. Like I said, when it's convenient, people move on it. Netflix, maybe you get someone to look at Netflix and do a series on it. Maybe you'll get some interest, Bill. That's what happened with Menendez brothers. Got it back in the light again. But if you don't know much about the Menendez brothers case, big case at A9, these guys were, Lyle and Eric were young guys. I don't care if they're under age 25, 26. They're over 18. They premeditated. They knew what's right and wrong, even if they were sexually molested, which I don't know if it's true or not. But you know what you do? You reach out to your local authorities, you have them investigated, or you move out. You're grown men. Move out, mom, pops out, and stop staying there and living off them like leeches, right? Not only they live off like leeches, Bill, but then they execute and kill them for their inheritance. They're evil guys. They're monsters, and they need to do the rest of their life in jail. And you know what? And they got married again also, which is, I think, is crazy. These women who marry these, psychopaths.
I find it interesting that I think it was Lyle. Didn't he do the Bill Stacks show on a contraband?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Contraband cell phone, but they're model prisoners. But he's got a felony cell phone.
They're not model prisoners. They're not model anything. they're, in my opinion, they deserve. They were convicted. They deserve to do life without parole. Don't get them out. And you know what they're going to do, Bill? When they get out, they're going to be doing all these reality TV shows. They're going to be have their own podcasts. They're going to cash in. They're going to write a book. They're going to make more money than ever. Do these monsters, after killing their parents, deserve this? No.
And I'm not a hater. I know people after 30 years, people can change. People do change. But the crime is irreversible. You took the wrong decision on what you did. And Dave Michael Reinhardt in Fresno belongs out way more than these guys do.
Of course.
So when are the reality stars besides myself and Mary going to step up to the plate?
One shot a police robot, and the other ones killed their parents in cold blood.
And guess what? Dave gave permission yesterday. There he is on the screen with the gray beard. Dave gave us permission just yesterday that he also brought up, and we've already known about this, but we never publicized it. He gave us permission to say he's also been sexually abused by the same people that did this, his father, that conspired to steal his inheritance and all that for years, physically and sexually, broken bones, sexually, all kinds of things happened to him.
That's what he said, right, Bill? That's what he said.
He brought it up on his trial repeatedly in lawsuits against the people involved. Many times over the years, there was some forensic evidence of this. Nobody gave a damn, and they still gave the poor guy 53 years.
Yeah, allegedly, and that's the same thing with men, allegedly, because you know what? This also tarnishes the father's reputation. We don't know either way, and that's maybe a lie they came up with to steal his inheritance, which is what a lot of people thought. These guys knew they were having issues and what appears in the family, and there could have been them taking out the inheritance. This is my theory here. They killed them because they wanted to take the money before they were stripped of their inheritance. So they're really, really bad guys. Bad guys. So watch the Menendez. I'm going to watch it. Haven't watched the docu. See what kind of spin they put on it on Netflix to see what kind of stuff that's influenced that led to that. But you know what? Also call, the district attorney's office in Los Angeles and tell them, no, don't let them out. That's a wrong thing to do. George Gascon.
George Gascon. He does not care.
Email George Gascon as much as you can, folks.
He doesn't care. He's a Democrat who panders to the media and the A-list celebrities, and just about all these A-listers are going down behind all these Diddy allegations.
P. Diddy. Now we got P. Diddy now.
We have the arrogance of billionaires that think they can continually walk all over people and there's no consequences, or people are too stupid to figure it out or report it or hold them accountable, or they're going to believe their lies forever.
P. Diddy, man, a lot of these videos are getting leaked out, and a lot of people are getting nervous, Bill. They're getting real nervous what's out there. Big names are being leaked, and I feel bad for those who allegedly were abused. You have names like Usher's out there and Justin Bieber and other. All these people, it's awful. Awful.
There was something about Dave Chappelle, allegedly being threatened by Oprah to destroy his career. He had a $50 million deal on the table. He said, they are literally trying to kill me in Hollywood. I'm out of here. He left the money on the table, and he went to Africa. He's been living there. He's been giving interviews now saying more about what happened and why he's been quiet for so long, because his life was on the line. He wouldn't play the game. He would not get down with the Hollywood elite.
I can't wait to see what happened with J-Lo, because she was tight with him for years in the 90s. Remember, they used to go out with each other. Was she an enabler also? Beyonce, a lot of videos with her, with Jay-Z. I mean, the list of videos and stuff, even Hart, Kevin Hart. I mean, there's a lot of people, even some with other famous celebrities. So it's something that's going to keep an eye on. It's a house of cards. PD is going down. He has a lot more people. You think he wants to do all this time? No, he's going to cooperate. He's going to cooperate big time because he doesn't want to do it. In the federal system, this is a case being worked by HSI. If you don't cooperate, you get the hammer. People are going to cooperate so they get less time. Hopefully. It depends on the judge, of course.
Right. I'm trying to make sure this is up on Facebook too. We're supposed to be going live over multiple platforms.
Nice.
And so if you guys who are leaving comments would also check it out on Facebook, because for some reason, when this comes down from this live, the comments disappear, and then it's a clean slate for new comments. And I really don't like that. I kind of like the comments I get here. But if you guys want to go over to my Facebook also and leave comments, those will stay up. Oh, yeah. We're live. We are live there. We have 10 comments.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you guys who are over there. I'm going to try to find a way to thank you myself on this thing.
Yeah, good deal. So that's what we're looking at, the Menendez brothers.
Absolutely.
We're looking
at
these cases.
Facebook live right now too.
Nice. Keep on going. Going back to the election bill, this is my prediction. I'm good at my prediction. I had Joe Biden, another book you can look at, One and Done, right before the 2022 midterms. I said Biden was going to get beaten. I thought maybe he could be an LBJ, where he would resign, he would step down. Well, yeah, he decided by the pressure of his own party because of them. But now it's worse. I think it's going to be Trump gets over 300 electoral college votes, at least 300, maybe even more than that, Bill. It's going to be an absolute rout. He's going to take most of these swing states, and not all the swing states. The numbers are tough for him. And the people are just tired. They're tired. They want to turn the page of broken policies. They're tired of this rundown economy. They're tired of the market struggling. They're tired of inflation. They're tired of being threatened that they're the bad guys. They're being tired that they're going to take their guns away, take their rights away. If you go woke, you go broke, Bill. You go woke, you go broke. And that's what we're
every company is like realizing this. Look, we respect your right to choose your lifestyle, whatever you do. But if 1/10 of 1% is into a certain lifestyle, nobody else wants it forced down your throat. I definitely respect you. It doesn't mean I have to partake in it, but I respect you. You're my friend, you're my colleague. But you have these ultra woke people that just try to involve, kids to some degree and force this agenda on everybody. We live in a world of free choice. Live your life
Live and let live, Bill.
And
Live
I
and
have
let
to
live.
respect.
Yeah.
I may not agree with your choice, but I do respect your right to make that choice. That's between you, your partner, your creator, your family. Nobody's business. And for the people that stand on my side, which is I am a Christian and I'm a Republican, who might harass somebody from a different lifestyle, they're wrong too. They're wrong
That's
too.
awful. Yeah, the
They
harassing
they
people is
need
wrong.
to live and let live. It's between you, your surrounding people who love you, and your creator. Nobody else.
She has shown she's not fit to be president, Bill. She has shown that she's not fit to be vice president. She cannot be commander in chief because she's not competent. She's not well versed on the issues. She doesn't even answer the questions. Even when she does softball interviews with Oprah and others, it's always back to her background. I came from a middle class family. It is nonsense, comical answers she gives. No, we need policy. You know why? Because her policies, Bill. She wants price fixing. She wants stuff that is not good for the economy. And when people hear her policies, they're going to say, no, thank you. Turning the page on the worst administration in U.S. history. Worse than Carter Mondale, Biden Harris goes down worse than these two. Because at least Carter stepped up against Reagan. The Democrat Party said, okay, give it a shot. But they didn't even give Biden that chance. They said, you're one and done. You're awful. And look at him. He's still stepping all over it. And with that garbage comment.
Lucia says that Kamala's a droid. You know, with the cackling Kamala. If you see the video,
Kamala.
you see the video I put up with Peter. I have an image of her with her mouth wide open, looking surprised, and like a cackling clown next. I put a cackling clown like thing. What do you call it? Emojis. Or
rodeo show. She's a circus show, bro. She's a circus show, and she speaks in circles. She is the ultimate word salad queen. She talks in circles, continuously talking in circles. Doesn't give good answers. I'm not quick on my feet. If you're not quick on your feet, you're not prepared on policies. What are you doing there? You must have been. She was an awful AG in California, awful vice president, awful senator, and now wants to be. You don't get promoted. You've gone through different interviews. You failed. You get fired. Just like Trump said in his show, Kamala, you're fired.
Right. Trying to get this thing up here. So we have a few comments here. Thank you again, Mary. Policy. Roger Homefield. Listen, go to Roger's. Tell Roger I sent you. I don't know why he turned his comments off, because I tell everybody to say that William Steele sent you, and they're like, I can't because he's got his comments turned off. But anyway, shout out to Roger. He's a pretty famous, relatively famous musician. He came up with an anthem, policy. And so we're trying to spread that around. It's in the Ticktin video. So check out Roger. Oh, he's also on the JoeCitizenShow.com. The JoeCitizenShow.com. Tell him William Steele and Ignacio say hello.
Yeah. And folks, if this is the first time you're watching us together, we have done almost 2 years of shows together. Please go check Bill out. Check us on Rumble and YouTube. And you can check out the show. I've done, I think, over 300 shows. Bill's done over 300 shows. Just put our names in Google. Check us on YouTube. And you can find tons of shows. Shout out to a lot of the guys we done. Shout out to Chip, Crime Entertainment. I've done a ton of shows. I'm doing another show after the election with him also. That should be also a good one. Adrian Martinez, Matt Cox. We did a ton of shows with Matt Cox too. The shows are everywhere.
I don't know how between me and you, we have like millions and millions of views on Matt Cox alone.
So.
I got that with Sean Atwood in England. I don't think you ever connected with him yet, did you?
If you never reach out to him, I'll be more happy to do a show with him.
Sean, reach out to Ignacio. He's blowing up. And by the way, for my audience, Ignacio is the new voice or face of, and I'll let you clarify it, Gangland Chronicles on the History Channel.
I do. I was interviewed for the show there about MS-13, Bloods, Crips. So we'll see what's coming out. Hopefully it'll be coming out soon. And
on
then
the History Channel, guys. History Channel.
Yeah.
Look for Ignacio on History Channel.
Mara Salvatrucha, MS-13. Brutal street gang. I wrote a book about them too. The savagery and brutality of MS-13. These guys are just pure bloodthirsty, Bill. Bloodthirsty.
What's the name of that new gang that's coming from Venezuela? Now, again, educational, newsworthy. We're doing a show related to that. We're not promoting gang. We're doing crime prevention.
You know what Maduro did, Bill, talking about Venezuela? And this takes a page out of Fidel Castro with the Mariel boat lift, right? Where he emptied out some of his prisoners. There were good people that left. But there are also bad people put in there. Say, oh, you want to take the good, your family? Well, we're going to dump our prisons, empty our prisons out. Maduro copied a page from that, and he's a communist like the Castro brothers were. And he did the same thing. But you know what he is now, Bill? He's not a communist, Fidel. These guys are capitalists because you know what? They're tied in with the cartels. He is now a major narco trafficker. He's been indicted under Trump as a narco terrorist dictator, right? And I'm hopefully, because he lost the election, he stole the election, and I'm hoping when Trump is going to win, that next year you'll see a change in Venezuela, and maybe Maduro will be like a Noriega. He'll be locked up next to El Chapo in the Supermax where he belongs.
We should go in there and capture him like we did to Noriega. We went right there. He hid in the embassy, the Vatican embassy.
That's right.
And then they, of course, nobody's allowed to go in the embassy, whatever sovereign.
They negotiate him out.
Well, beyond that, I remember like it was yesterday, they did psychological operations where like they cut off like services to the building. Then they played loud like heavy metal music blaring 24 hours a day. They basically drove the nuns and priests and they're crazy to drive
them out. Get them out. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. But that time it got him out. And you know what? When he went in there, he was in Miami for many years. He became a born-again Christian. He got baptized and everything. And it's amazing. I don't think Maduro's going to do that. He needs to go away. I think if anything else, if they offered him a golden parachute, he might take it. People don't know who that is. That means it's a payout to say, here, keep a couple $1 billion and get the hell out. And because Venezuela used to be, and he might go to one of these communist countries in Bolivia or in Ecuador or something like that. Colombia has become very communist now. They elected a communist also in Colombia. They might, with him, that might work because he's all about this. But if it doesn't, then we got to get there. The military help out with DEA. They have, like I say, an indictment for this guy, an arrest. He needs to go to Manhattan, be tried, convicted. He like you said, he wants to weaponize cocaine against the United States so it can drop like a rotten apple. And it's filled with fentanyl, Bill. Right. A lot of the drugs coming in is full of fentanyl too. It's garbage.
Yep. So, guys, I want to remind everybody, I won my appeal today with YouTube, and they put my interview up with Trump's attorney, October surprise, directly linking her and the Biden administration hundreds of millions of dollars to the Azov Battalion, which is a Nazi group that's basically tells Zelensky what to do. People don't want to believe it because Zelensky's Jewish, but he's actually a puppet, and these people are right under him. The Azov Battalion are controlling the show. Peter was on the show. Look for this thumbnail on my YouTube channel. Please, guys, watch this. Leave a comment. And Peter wrote this book. He's a dear friend of mine, and he's Trump's attorney. He knows Trump since they're about 15 years old. They went to New York Military Academy together. Peter wrote this book, What Makes Trump Tick, about their time in the New York Military Academy. And I'm hoping that once, because Peter's got ties. He's from the Bronx, but he's also got, I think, dual citizenship with Canada. And I'm hoping that Trump makes him ambassador to Canada when this is over with. But so you actually did a show with us with Peter one day. I think
that's right. Yeah, it was a fun show. Yeah, we had a good show. Check it out too with Peter. Interesting stuff, especially interesting stories. Going to high school with Donald there. That's interesting stuff there.
New York Military Academy. So he should be coming on my show again tonight. We're gonna have him on as often as possible in the days up to the election.
Before the election, it should be a good one. Like I said, record-breaking early voting, folks, over 55 million and counting. It's going to break all records. And like I said, if you have a chance, vote now. Don't risk it for election day. Things go wrong. And because the Republicans compared to 2020, the numbers are enormous compared to 2020. So it's going to be hard for the Democrats to catch them. We're outdoing the Dems in almost all the swing states.
You know what? Who's this guy?
Yeah.
This guy gets shot in the head, stands up and says, fight.
Yeah. With bleeding from the ear and the American flag. What a photo. That's an iconic picture that will live for another 100 years. People will look at it. Former president.
We're missing two co-hosts lately because of our trip to Boca. And then Frank Lordy was a commissioner who got exonerated. He's fight for justice. He finally got exonerated. Dear friend of mine. He's in the process of moving and selling a business. So he's taking a little sabbatical. And then we have Mary, and who's that? Frank Lordy. Oh, that's you on there.
And Lou. Don't forget Lou.
Yeah. Yep. So we do the wrongful conviction shows. We have Lou Ballesteri. Louis B. was a former organized crime detective in New York City who made the biggest case in organized crime history in New York City. He'll tell you right on his shows. He has half his family, involved and half is in law enforcement. And he never wanted to take on organized crime cases because he wanted to follow in his father's footsteps and become a cop. But he didn't ever want to do organized crime. And one thing led to the other. And somehow he got assigned to the organized crime squad. and they made the carding case against the New York Mafia, where they were extorting people to do carding. I think it was the Gambinos went down, and the Benevici family.
Yeah. Hey, Bill, we have a chance. Let's do a show with Lou, and we can talk about Eric Adams. He said he reached out to me. He has some good stuff. We can talk about Eric Adams, the corrupt mayor of New York City, former NYPD captain that's been indicted, federally indicted. He's the first sitting mayor in the history of New York that's been indicted. So,
yeah. and these people want
shameful if he doesn't resign. He needs to resign. Disgraceful.
They're all every single person who illegally went after Trump, fabricated charges on Trump. They're all going down. The prosecutor in California, what's her name? In Atlanta, what was her name?
Fannie Willis.
Oh,
Fannie Willis.
Fannie Willis.
Fannie
Willis. And Nathan Wade, her lover that she brings in.
They're going to be disbarred.
No experience in racketeering cases, paying him $600,000. He's a divorce attorney. Didn't reveal that they were having an affair. Unbelievable, and lies about it. No, they're both going to be disbarred. Hopefully,
they're terrified,
and criminal charges.
And they're terrified Trump's going to come back in and go after them criminally. But you know what? At this point, I would tell them, do what you have to do. Tell your Justice Department.
They need to show that there's consequences when you weaponize the justice system against somebody.
They've lied. They've tried to overthrow elections. They tried to discredit him. They illegally, impeached him. This guy, Adam Schiff and Pelosi and Hillary Clinton.
Pelosi, some of the stuff she says, that's why he calls her crazy Aunt Nancy. She's off the reservation.
When are they going to prison? I mean, what the hell? They're pulling the strings, and people are seeing it. There's so many Democrats bailing from that party and going either.
Look at RFK Jr. Bill. RFK Jr. the son of Bobby Kennedy, the nephew of Jack Kennedy, a lifelong Democrat, is supporting Donald Trump, and we part of his administration. To help clean the environment, help clean water, help get the environment and healthcare where it needs to be. RFK Jr., the son of Bobby Kennedy, who was also assassinated, is now supporting Donald J. Trump.
He is literally political and Democrat royalty. He left the Democrat Party.
Yeah, he's tired. But they did him wrong, Bill. This is why they got stuck with Kamala. If they would have had a real primary, he would have beaten Sleepy Joe, and he would have beaten Kamala, no doubt about it. He could have been, but you know what he's going to be now? He's going to be in the Trump administration. They win in Tuesday. He might be the head of the EPA. We'll see. My words.
Listen. Oh, you know what I want to bring up too? We have a woman. We have the name? Who tried to steal Graceland? So breaking news. So I think it's going to be on Netflix or Hulu. But it was on ABC News this morning, and I just caught my attention when I was eating breakfast. There's somebody who tried to seize Graceland illegally, went to court saying they were owed money from not Priscilla Presley, Lisa Marie. That Lisa Marie, before she died, supposedly took out a $3.8 million loan from this company, and never paid it back, and put up Graceland as collateral. This company immediately files to the court looking to seize Graceland and put it up for auction. Of course, Priscilla and the lawyers and all that get involved, put a PI on it, and they find out. I can't read it. And they immediately investigate the notary, and the notary says, "That's not my signature. It looks nothing like it." And as a matter of fact, if I notarized Lisa Marie's signature, I know who she is, and I love Elvis. I would have definitely remembered doing that notary. Yeah, so they took her affidavit, the notary's affidavit, to the judge, and they stopped yesterday, I think it was, the sale of Graceland. It was about to be stolen out from the Elvis Presley's family.
Yeah,
and this happens all the time. You have to put alerts for crime prevention.
That's something I haven't been to Graceland. Maybe one day I'll take the kids out there, my daughters, and maybe we'll see Graceland one day.
Yeah,
a lot of history there with Elvis,
like home title lock loan, like Matt Cox, our friend, promotes. You have to put alerts with the clerk's office to let them know if there's any activity or any liens or something going against the title of your home. They will immediately alert you, and you can address it up front before they show up at the house with the sheriff saying, "Oh, you lost your house." Like, what do you mean I lost my house?
Yeah,
people are stealing houses.
Awful, Bill. Well, I think it was a good show. We went live on it, Bill. Can't complain. Yes. Went good. Yes.
So check out Ignacio's book, ATF Undercover. He tells the good, bad, and the ugly of ATF. Mostly good, but he does.
I hold no punches. I pulled no punches, Bill. I pulled no punches. It's a good life. It's still getting going. But you know what? 26 years for law enforcement. Now I've been doing this 2.5 years, doing the podcast. We've been doing 2 years. I've been doing the books. I've been writing screenplays. Let's take it to a different level, Bill. Let's see if we can get this. I want to get our show, if we can't produce at a higher level, we can do better than the Joe Rogans or the other ones.
And guess what? And I know we spoke about it on the air, so I'm going to say it. I don't know what your thoughts are on it now. He may well be running for Congress in Virginia one day.
Maybe.
And I announced that I am running for president in 2028. So check out my show, Inmate to Roommate, on A&E and Hulu. Second highest rated reality show in the country. I am Bill from season 1. It's about getting on my feet after 18 years of incarceration for nonviolent crime. And my first book has been covered very, very widely. And Nancy Grace's name is on the cover. Thank you, Nancy Grace, for covering my book. Gary Greenberg, my co-author. He's an editor with the National Enquirer.
Hey, Bill, we should get on Nancy Grace, do a show together. Let's reach out to Nancy, too. Nancy was supposed to get me on, too. So let's get a show with Adrian Malzone who's trying to get me on Nancy Grace.
All right. Let's try to figure that out. We need to work on it. And all honestly, I'm still trying to find a place to live. So we've had Investment Limited, Changing Lives, and James Batmasian saying repeatedly.
And talking about place to live, Boca. What do you want to say about triple homicide? I heard what happened in Boca.
Oh my goodness. Well, I know you're a former law enforcement. I'm certainly not going to lie to you.
Retire. Yeah.
But I know that. But I was pretty much given instructions: do not talk to the police, do not talk to the media. I said I am the media.
Yep.
But let's just say there was a massacre. The only mass shooting massacre in the history of Boca Raton occurred a few weeks ago on the beach at a beautiful residence there. And I had just left the property a minute before, and we were asked to go back and try to provide surveillance for the detectives so they could identify the shooter. And then I was tasked with cleaning up the crime scene, which really needed experts and biohazard people because there was a risk of fentanyl and there was blood everywhere. And I laid out my own money for bleach and gloves and this and that. And I was pretty shaken up by the experience, and I don't really appreciate it. And I was never even reimbursed for the extra work or the laying out for all the supplies. And I'm not going to really talk about it much. I'm trying to put this stuff in the rearview mirror because
how many dead? 3 dead?
Well, 3 people were shot. We just read the police report about 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, they're alleging it was over a purse snatching. I will say the only thing I'm going to say right now is it absolutely had nothing to do with a purse snatching. Was there a purse involved? Yes, but it was a whole different scenario than the public knows about.
Well, how many dead? 3 dead?
He shot the girl who chased him. She runs out. She has no clothes on from the bottom down. She runs out chasing him half naked. He turns around. She starts struggle for her property back. Okay. And her girlfriend, her 2 guys come out to help her. He guns one down. Another guy, Oriental guy, starts beating the guy up. And the guy gets into his car, pulls out a gun, and starts gunning them all down. Immediately kills the girl, immediately kills the guy. The other guy, the Asian guy, he gets shot pretty bad. He's running for his life away from the guy. The guy chases him. He's begging for his life, and he shoots him some more. And the police report is very, very graphic. And because I cleaned up the crime scene personally, after the police released the crime scene back to
was he killed?
No, he survived, thank God. And he's they probably have him in some kind of hiding or whatever for the case. But he was in the hospital for, I don't know, a month. So it was horrific. And the things I seen that day and I was asked to take pictures of, I have had so many media requests and I've turned them all down. I've been asked to be a team player, but I don't feel I'm being treated the same way. Every time I turn around, it's like I feel like I'm getting kicked to the curb, and I'm like, hello, this is what you do. We need a place. I'm very reliable. I have very good connections that I made since my incarceration. And I just can't seem to move the needle.
So it was a double homicide with potentially almost a 3rd person killed. Yeah. He survived, but horrific shooting. And this guy, they arrested him, right? He was hiding in Georgia somewhere?
Yeah, they caught him in Georgia. We were called back a few hours later to open the safe in the room. So it was pretty bad. So 3 trips there. They let us in the crime scene. They had about a mile stretch of beach, A1A, closed off from Palmetto Park North, closed off.
You never know, man. People think you're safe anywhere. Boca, anywhere can happen. Anywhere.
I had to take a guy to the airport, and he wanted to move like out of the whole property system altogether for this ownership. And I convinced him with one of the other people to stay, and we got him into another building. I moved him, took him to the airport that night, and after he gave his statement to the police, I said, "Do you feel comfortable sharing what you saw?" He said, "I saw the whole thing." And then I ran to my apartment, and I had to stare at this girl's dead body for like half a day right under my window. Her dead body was like right under this guy's window in the parking lot.
People get PTSD for that, because I imagine she got shot pretty gruesomely.
I'm having trouble sleeping, and I'm very torn up by what I saw, and I'm not going to really elaborate, but by what I saw like in the apartment and what I saw in the parking lot. Yeah,
I'll have a toll on you, especially if you're mopping up and cleaning up after the horrific scene. That's awful, awful, awful. But the people who see that, and I mean, that's not just in South Florida. That's all over the country. That's a level of violence that you're seeing, and it's gruesome, and it's brutal, and it's real, and it's real.
When I was tasked to take the photographs, it was for the owner of the property, and I believe for the attorney representing this company. And I had one employee after another saying, "Oh no, you got to give them to me first. Oh no, you got to give them to me first." And I'm like, "No, they're supposed to be going to such and such and the attorney." And like this was kind of like a job for me, you know. Well, it was a job. I was hired by this company, and I was under pressure. Like, we're gonna fire you. Be a team player. Do this. Do that.
Yeah. It's a tough situation you're in. Yeah, it's a tough situation there.
And who's anybody to tell me not to talk to the cops? You have a constitutional right to talk to the police.
No, you need to cooperate.
Yeah, but I didn't. I'm not going to say what I knew or didn't know. I didn't know it was going to go down. That's for sure.
No, of course.
But I knew that some of the things leading up to it were completely preventable. So
interesting. Well, things we'll keep a lookout. And I see some comments there from Mary about a billionaire who owns the Boca Raton property has an employee pay for bleach and gloves to clean up the crime scene of a double murder with a third person severely injured. You aren't even reimbursing for your costs. Who does that? What is that? I think that's more stuff to look into.
I'm trying to still play nice, and I guess it's not really registering with the powers that be. It's just it's disgusting. I mean, we've been trying to relocate here for a while. So I hear, "Oh, there was a meeting about you the other day, and and are you guys transient con artists?" I said, why don't you ask Ignacio Esteban if I'm a transient con artist, or Trump's lawyer, or people who know me for a decade, including the former vice president of NBC. I am sincere about trying to use my past to help people. I'm not going backwards. Nobody can draw me backwards. But people who don't know, they just look at my past and they don't really hear the inspirational story, or they don't look at Inmate to Roommate, the show about me. They make all these assumptions, and
they think you're a hustler, huh, Bill?
I mean, I'm hustling myself, because if I was a hustler, I'd be doing a lot. When I was hustling, I had millions of dollars and I was living in beautiful places.
You're trying to do the right thing. You're trying to help get your life in order and do the right thing and get a good life for yourself.
And I'm giving people free publicity that they don't seem to appreciate, and they have other people doing it for them, and they get like 4 views. I do it, and I get like thousands of views. A positive publicity. At what point do I just turn that around and say, you know what, enough is enough? And so,
let us know what happens with this guy who committed a double homicide. Interesting trial. That should be an interesting trial. Let's keep an eye on that trial.
What's his name? Moss or something? I think like Devontae Moss or something.
Devontae Moss. Well, keep an eye on that.
Listen, his Facebook profile, the authority said they couldn't find it. Mary found it. It says, "Gun your ass down." AZZ. Gun your ass down. That's his profile, not his name. Gang signs.
What kind of gun did he have? You remember?
I think it was a 9mm that they said in the police report, and then the video that I released in the video yet, to my knowledge, but the police report is very, very graphic and detailed. All right, we're gonna have to wrap this show up because we want to get it on Steal a Spotlight.
Under an hour, Bill. Good show, man. Good to go live. Live is the way easier to do it. Now the world can watch it.
Everybody, we would like you to check out our books. Very, very important. So the links are in the description. My books are on Amazon and at williamsteeleauthor.com.
Thank you, Mary.
As well.
Great show, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. And we will see you next time, probably before the end of the day. I'll be back. And if you want to join me with Louis,
we're going to do that about Eric Adams. Let's do one from Eric Adams, the corrupt New York mayor. First city mayor to ever be indicted while being a city mayor in New York City. Shocking. Eric Adams. Thank you, Bill. Vote for Trump. Vote early. Get your vote in. Make it count.
Everybody, please subscribe to the channel. And thumbs up. That's what they say that you need to do to get me some more views here. And really, I'm trying to earn an honest living, so I make a few bucks every month with this. But I need to bring the numbers up way higher than they are. I'd like to move my millions of fans from my other platforms and from A&E Network over here.
That'd be
That
nice.
would be ideal.
Cool. Yeah.
And check me out on Rumble too. I'm on Rumble.
Yes. We got a lot of shows on Rumble.
Yeah. Official William Steele True Crime, and Facebook at Official William Steele. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
God bless America. Trying to